Good evening and welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. Tonight, we're going to see if we can get the weapon systems on the Kiowa deployed with success. So, we're going to keep this short, sweet, to the point. So I want to get as much flight time in as possible and less talking time. So, a real quick lowdown. We have a couple of targets out about 10 miles away from where we are. So we're going to go check those out, knock those guys out. We're carrying 2 AGM-114 Hellfires and 7 APKWS rockets. So for those of you that aren't familiar, just a really quick, the APKWS rockets are laser-guided advanced precision kill weapon system. So it's a similar concept to a laser-guided bomb, Mark 82 of the sort, Hellfire, etc. So we're going to be lasing it with our MMS, our mass-mounted sight, and with luck and hope on our side, and if we do everything right, we'll be able to take out, I believe we have 5 targets out there. We'll be able to take the 5 of them out, and we'll be coming home with a couple extra rockets. So, without any further ado, I'm going to unpause. We're going to get the helicopter set up, and we will go from there. Alright, just bear with me for 1 second, folks. I just want to get everything set up the way we need it. Jump over to the right seat for a second. Alright. Let's put our laser on standby. Check our laser codes. Okay, we're going to be operating on laser code Alpha, so 1688, and Bravo 1111 for tonight. That'll come into play when we set up the Hellfire missiles. We'll worry about that in a minute. So our laser's on standby. Let's get our MMS online. Okay, let's keep that on standby for a minute. Jump back over to our left seat, our right seat rather. I'm sorry, I confused that. Our left seat, right seat. I'm used to flying pointy nose jets, where down is up and up is down. Alright. Let's select our Hellfires. We're going to go for a low ball. Delivery. That's on standby. I just have to remember how to get over to the weapons page. Let's give power to that. Okay. Alpha Bravo, so we're set. Alright, so you can see the A and the B underneath the Hellfire message right here. So that's verifying our laser codes are for Alpha and Bravo. I'm not going to get into the meat and potatoes of that. This is more, let's get this thing up in the air and get weapons off of it. If you guys want to see an in-depth how-to with some of the laser-guided stuff, whether it be the Kiowa or the Tomcat, whatever it is, let me know down below, and I'll see what I can put together for you guys. But for tonight, we are set with that. We're not going to spool the missiles up just yet. Let's jump back over to our left seat for a second. So now we're in laser ranger mode, so we got to go over to designate. Alright, so now we're set for our okay, perfect. Pop this over to there. Beautiful. Okay. So before we go to launch our Hellfires, we're going to have to put them from standby to manual mode, and that'll spool them up. We're not going to do that just yet. We'll worry about that later. But for now, let's get this thing up in the air and see what we could do with it. And I'm going to fly it out for a little bit until we get in close, and then we'll have the AI pilot take over and we'll work the weapon system. Spool up the Hellfires now. Master arm on. Armor laser. One missile's ready. If we swap over to our left weapon station, we have the APKWS rockets set up, but we're going to work with the Hellfires for now. So I have a couple of static targets set up for us, just to get used to the weapon system, and then once we get used to how everything works, then we'll throw in a little bit more of a dynamic environment of when they start shooting back at us, and we actually have to come in a different fashion and worry about getting shot down. But for tonight, we're just going to come in and see what we could do. We'll get our feet wet with them and see what happens. F10 map a quick check and see where we are. All right, so we are about 4 miles from them, so we gotta turn heading 130 roughly. Wait a minute. That's not turning to a heading of 130. What is this thing telling me to do here? Alright, well, we're just going to make our right turn, and we're going to come up on them. We'll worry about that horse shit later. Alright, where are we? What do we got? Just comes to the right a little bit. And they should be pretty close right about here. Yep, there we go. I think the MMS is picking it up already. So we can see what they are. Yep.
Roger that.
All right.
All right, let's see if I can pick up a stable hover. Button will cooperate. I just gotta adjust one thing really quick. I'm sorry about that. I thought this would have worked, but it's proving to be more of a pain in the ass because this button on the Warthog throttle, let's face it, it's not the greatest for the TDC slew. So we're gonna change this really quick from that to something else. let's see, what buttons do I have available here that we could use to do this? We'll set it to this for now. I'm sorry about this, folks. It's just one of those things. It's a pain in the ass, but we'll make it work. Blazing. Let's see. Hopefully this works. Alright, if anybody has any hints on how to get the AI pilot to actually hold a stable hover like he says, please let me know in the comments below, because it's getting quite frustrating when he doesn't. Whatever this guy's name is, Jester, but Jester is so much better at his job. Oh boy. Where is this missile gonna hit? That thing went way off. Okay, so the AI pilot on this thing is not accurate whatsoever. Let's try to get a little bit closer and see if that helps anything. Now that we're right on top of them.
Roger that. All right, let's see if I can pick up a stable hover.
You're far from stable, pal. What are you doing? I would want to punch this guy. Blazing. Hop away. And it... Stable hover, right. Very stable hover, my friend. You're doing great. Remind me to talk to admin about a pay raise for you. Oh boy. Why is it every time I go to get a laser designate track on, you have to move the helicopter? I think somebody needs to go back to basics. See if we can hit the tower at least. You know, my dude, you need to stop moving this thing. Let's see if we can get one to hit something. It would be nice. Nope, nothing is gone. Stable hover. My ass. We are not stable. We are moving feet at a time. Come on. This is not stable, guys. So we got two left. I am not holding any high hopes for this. But whatever. We'll see what we can do. They're hitting way off. Well, it's our last one, and then we're going back to base. Okay. So we learned that the AI pilot on the Kiowa can't hold a steady hover worth of anything. That's nice to know.
that. Well, I'm going to take it back, folks. We're going to fly it back home, and we'll go from there. I don't know what to say from here.
Roger. You have the controls.
It's a little frustrating that we had 7 rockets and 2 missiles, and we hit absolutely shit. But that's okay. First time trying to do this. I guess you can't get too pissed off at it, but if you say you're going to hold a steady hover, for fuck's sake, hold a steady hover. Sorry for the language, but we're almost home. Alright, there's our landing spot right up there, right where the fuel tanks are. Let's pop over there, set her down nice and easy, and shut her down. Hopefully it all goes according to plan. But flying with bugs, you know anything else is possible. What is this thing doing? Come on. Well, that'll do it for that one, folks. Didn't quite work out the way that I planned or hoped it would, but we did come home with no weapons left, minimal fuel left, but in one piece. I gotta look into a little bit more about the ins and outs of the weapon systems on this. I'm gonna put the Kiowa on the back burner for a little bit. I'm gonna focus more back on the fast jets. We're gonna strap back into the Tomcat to do a couple of other cool things, because I do want to try quite a few experiments with it. One is shooting an AIM-54 Phoenix at a ship. We'll see if it has any effect on it, if it actually works. Supposedly it does, but we'll try it. But we're going to focus more back in on the fast jets. The helicopters are fun, but right now, to me, they're kind of limited, because I'm not really going to take the time out to really learn the ins and outs of the weapon systems. I hope you guys can understand that. Unguided rockets or the machine guns are one thing, but I'm not going hog wild like I did with the Tomcat or the Hornet to actually read into it how it actually works for real. So, with that being said, I hope you guys understand that. Plenty more to come. I'm not saying I'm not going to be flying any helicopters again, but just not to the extent of assholes in elbows combat. But as always, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. And until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.